Welcome into another American River College Athletics broadcast brought to you by Stones Radio Networks. Today we have
the ARC women's softball team taking on Modesto.
And now with the play-by-play, I give you Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Becky Russ Field on the campus of American River College in lovely Sacramento, California. We've got Big 8 conference softball for you here. The hometown American River College Beavers against the Modesto Junior College Pirates. Both teams at 3-7 in Big 8 conference play. And with conference play, about 24 games, we are nearing the midway point. So this is a big game for both teams, a rare single game in the middle of the week. Both teams trying to get close to 500 as we go into the second half of conference play, and with three of the top teams in Northern California in the Big 8 Conference in Sac City, Consumers River, and top-ranked Sierra. Obviously, these are games that each team feels that they must have. Bree Romero on the mound for the Beavers. She is 7-4 on the season, a 3.80 ERA, 77 in the third innings already for Bree Romero, 42 strikeouts and 25 walks. And she will be facing the Modesto Junior College Pirates. The first three will be Jordan Adami, Taylor Brewer, and Aubrey Garcia, the first three for the Pirates. As we go on down their lineup, Maddie Brewer hitting in the cleanup spot. Then Calissa Martin, the center fielder, batting fifth. Emily Cabral at first base. Kiana Brasino, the right fielder. Bethany Thornsberry, the pitcher, is batting eighth. And Caden Nurid is the shortstop, and she will bat ninth. Here we are, ready to go. The left-hander Jordan Adami steps in. Jordan, a sophomore from Moreau Catholic, batting at 375 on the year. She has 15 runs batted in, and we have our first canine already before the first pitch is thrown, and that's always a good sign. Romero's first pitch is off speed, and it's in there a little bit high for a ball. Like I said, it was a little bit high. I already had words with the umpire before the game, so I think it may persist throughout the 7 innings of the contest. Is that Sam Stones down there? Yep, Sam's already here. Sam knew it was a 3 o'clock first pitch. Next pitch swung on and missed. 1-1. Actually, I think the first pitch was at 3:02, and Sam was not happy. Sam says a game that starts on time, ends on time. And that's the key. That's what we're always looking for. Starting on time, ending on time. That's most of being an adult is that, and actually being where you say you're going to be. For 1-1 pitch assigned inside, 2-1 on Jordan Adami. Left-hand hitting left fielder, leading things off for the Pirates. Modesto, a very tough weekend. Last weekend, they dropped a pair to Sac City, were 5-run in both games. There's a swing and a miss by Adami. And before that, the Saturday before, though, they played a doubleheader against Santa Rosa and then swept that doubleheader. The Beavers coming in off 3 straight splits of doubleheaders against Sac City, Santa Rosa, and San Joaquin Delta. 2-2 pitch from Romero. It is a little bit outside low. Gets away from Hannah Peterburs behind the plate. And it'll be a full count on the first hitter, Adami. Taylor Brewer to follow, then Aubrey Garcia for the Pirates. Modesto, a very dark. I like they got the road blues with the dark blue pants. Or this, you can tell me that's black again? That's what I thought, Stones. He always tells me that. Beavers with their home whites. 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Big strikeout by Romero to open it up. 43rd on the season. 1 out, and here's Taylor Brewer. Second baseman from Waterford, just a freshman, batting at 317. No home runs, and she has driven in 7. Right-handed hitter against Romero, who was throwing, as we said, to Hannah Peterburs. First pitch is in there for a strike on 1. Over at third, Bella Garcia. Morgan Montgomery's back at shortstop. Taylor McKay at second, and Jacqueline Young over at first. Kelly Capps in right. Sophie Peterburs is in center, and Alexa Garcia manning left field. 0-1 pitch, high for a ball. 1-1 on Brewer with Garcia to follow. Just getting started here. Big 8 conference softball action. We're back in action on Stones Radio Networks on the American River College YouTube. Tomorrow, it's baseball time, 1 o'clock. 1-1 pitch is in there, call strike 2. Diablo Valley and American River meeting in the second of their 3-game series. A 1 o'clock start. Come on out to Beaver Field or check it out on American River College Athletics YouTube. Courtesy of the Stones Radio Networks, led by Mr. Stones McCoy. 1-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen. Who got his truck fixed, so he's all excited today. You know, you get back in the vehicle, and it's going smoothly down the road, you just feel good. You feel like you accomplished something even if you didn't actually do anything, because you're the one who told the guy to do something to do it. There you go. 1-2 pitch coming up from Romero. Right-hander from Sheldon delivers. It's fouled back to the screen again. Bree at 7-4. ERA right at 3.80. Double headers. She has thrown the first game. Taylor McKay has come in from second base to throw the second game in most of those double headers, but this is just a single affair. Before we do have a doubleheader coming up on Saturday. That against Diablo Valley. That one's high and outside, so it's 2-2. So a lot of action at Beaverfield, a lot of action here at Becky Russ Field over the next week and a half. We've got doubleheader on Saturday. We've got a doubleheader next Tuesday against Sierra College, the top-ranked team in Northern California. 2-2 pitch, lifted up right side out of play. So it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a lot of action out here, a lot of softball action. And Stones McCoy and I happy to bring it to you, along with Rick, the scoreboard guy, Matt, the PA guy, and the lovely Sabrina, who was talking to me about the 90s earlier, and I just got freaked out. That happens a lot to me, though, especially when you mention the 90s. And if you go back to the 60s, forget about it. That's popped up over our head. And we'll go back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we're all settled in here in the press box, which we have called the Stones McCoy Memorial Press Box. Oh, Becky Russ Field, I know that, but we can sell the press box naming rights, Stones. Stones Radio Network's press box. That has to go through a lot of channels first. I'm sorry, I cannot allow that. I'll come up with a better. Maybe wood chip press box. 2-2 pitch coming up. Lifted down the left field line. That's foul. Giving chase over there is Alexa Garcia, but she cannot make the play. Rick is pantomiming how she should have dove about 13 feet ahead of her and made a diving catch. But, fans are like that. You could be a scoreboard operator, but you're still a fan. And you can't take that out of you. 2-2 here. Adami struck out to open up the game. Garcia waits on deck. But right now it's all about Taylor Brewer, the freshman from Waterford High School. Rick making fun of me because I don't know where Waterford High School is. And he's right to do so. 2-2 pitch. That's lifted foul again. So we're going to have to restock the softballs here, ladies and gentlemen. I just found out today that if you're a longtime follower, of course, of Beaver softball, you know about the big pile of dirt we have over on the right side. I was just informed today by several sources, neither of whom I think are unimpeachable. Those are wood chips over there. That's Wood Chip Mountain. It's already been named. 2-2 pitch on the inside corner, call strike 3. So 2 outs and Aubrey Garcia comes to the plate. So Wood Chip Mountain has been so named. We'll be selling tickets and touring Wood Chip Mountain later in the day. Aubrey Garcia, 355 on the year. She's out of Patterson High School as a freshman. Third base and catcher. She is behind the plate today. No home runs, but 12 runs batted in for Aubrey. Hits that one high up in the air, left field, probably going to be foul. Garcia's got a beat on it and reaches up and makes the catch. So good inning for Bree Romero. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the first. Pirates nothing. Beavers coming to bat.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
Now? Oh my gosh, I was so busy. What was I dancing to, Stones? Digital Underground. Yes, that is okay. Well, and my question was on lyrics in the rap hip hop community. If they say money, do they ever not rhyme it with no? If they say funny, do they ever not rhyme it with money? And I was told no. So there you go. Bottom of the first, Bella Garcia, Morgan Montgomery, Jacqueline Young against Bethany Thornsberry. 2-2 on the season for Thornsberry. Just 13 2/3 innings pitched. Bethany is a sophomore from Ceres High School. Pitcher infielder for the Pirates, but she's on the mound today against Bella Garcia, who comes in at 435, shows bunt, pulls it back, and a tie and outside for a ball. 1-0 on Bella, the freshman from Rockland. No home runs, 8 runs batted in for Garcia. Been playing a lot of shortstop lately in the absence of Montgomery, but she is back at third base today. Here's the 1-0 from Thornsberry. It's hit sharply down to the third. Nice play by Brewer and throws it away at first base, and Garcia is getting around first and go all the way to second as Bracino backs it up, but Garcia is in at second on the throwing error. Hit it very sharply down to Maddie Brewer, and she threw it away over at first base, and that puts Garcia at second base with nobody out. Cadence Norreed is at shortstop. Glissa Martin in center, and Kiana Bracino is in right field for the Pirates. And the Beavers getting a break right off the bat here, and here is Morgan Montgomery. She shows bunt, pulls it back there. The runner's going to go throw to third base. The tag is made, a beautiful play, and she is out at third base. Garcia hit Norreed, and she laid the tag down on the sliding Garcia, and she is out at third base. So erasing the error right there are the Pirates defensively, and there's one out here in the bottom of the first. Perfect throw by Aubrey Garcia. Led Norreed to third as Brewer had come in. Maddie had come in to field the potential bunt, and Norreed covered in her stead and tagged out Bella Garcia. Here's the pitch. Look out, Morgan Montgomery. That's 2 balls and no strikes. 295 for Morgan. She's a freshman from West Valley. She's up here with 1 out, and Jackie Young on deck. Sam has seen enough. He's decided to mosey on along. 2-0 pitch. Montgomery hits it out into right center field. Giving chase is Martin. She's not going to get there. One hops the fence. Montgomery rounds first. She'll just ease into second base with a stand-up double. First hit of the ball game. First hit for the Beavers. So an opportunity missed there as Garcia would have easily scored on that from second or third. But you can't go by that. You got to go by what happened, and that is 1 out and a runner at second base. And here's Jackie Young. 290 for Jackie Young, 3 home runs, 10 batted in. Sophomore from Casa Roble. Stepping in against Bethany Thornsberry. Taylor McKay to follow. Young swings, and it's a high pop-up right side, giving chase is Brewer at second. She gets over, and they're not going to get it. It's a foul ball. Cabral tried to get it. Brewer motored over from second. Cabral had to go straight back as a first baseman. That's a really tough play, and was not able to locate it and make the play. So it's a strike on Jackie Young. She gets another chance, and I'm sure she thought when she lifted that up, it was going to be an out. No balls, 1 strike. Thornsberry throwing to Aubrey Garcia behind the plate. That one is in there for a call strike. Took something off and ahead of Jackie Young, 0-2. Sam checking out Woodchip Mountain over there. Probably hangs out there a lot. It's kind of a gathering place. 0-2 pitch, Jack takes outside. Big secondary lead by Montgomery at second base, so Aubrey Garcia bluffs the throw, but Morgan is back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Jackie Young. Thornsberry checking the wristband. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 2-2. Taylor McKay to follow for the Beavers, trying to get their 4th conference win here and 15th win overall. They stand at 14-9. Well, Modesto overall 11-15. Both teams 3-7 in Big 8 conference play. 2-2 pitch. Jackie hits that one back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Saturday, Diablo Valley comes in to take on the Beavers here at Becky Russ Field. 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock are the scheduled times, and we'll have it for you on the YouTube. There's the pitch. Off-speed pitch stays high. 3-2 on Jackie Young. ARC YouTube. Subscribe and become notified whenever we go live with any ARC sporting event, as we will tomorrow at 1 o'clock from Beaver Field and the baseball. That's inside, and Jackie Young works a walk off Thornsberry, so she is down at first base, first and second, with one out, and here's Taylor McKay. Sophomore out of Paradise High. Taylor, 333 on the season. No home runs as of yet, but 8 runs batted in. And she's up here with a chance to do some damage here in the bottom of the first against Bethany Thornsberry and the Modesto College Pirates. Outfield pretty much straight away, maybe a little shallow out there. Wind not a factor right now. McKay lets one go inside. Off-speed pitch, 1 ball, no strikes. Hannah Peterburs is on deck. And then Emily Ariano, Kelly Capps, Alexa Garcia, Sophie Peterburs rounds out the ARC batting order. Bray Romero is the pitcher today. 1-0 coming up. McKay takes inside again, 2-0. Garcia bounces out ready to make a throw in case Montgomery's trying to advance to third, but she does not. A lot of room out there as the shortstop, Norreed, is playing in the hole, and the second baseman, Taylor Brewer, is pretty much over toward first base. That's on the inside corner. No, it is not. It's off the inside corner. As I said, 3 balls and no strikes on Taylor McKay. So an error allowed Garcia to reach second. Bella Garcia, she was thrown out trying to steal. Then a double from Montgomery, a walk to Jackie Young, and now a 3-0 count on Taylor McKay. That one is in there for a called strike, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike as I lean over to take a look at Stones McCoy's pictures over here. I just sometimes like to make sure he's doing something because he's got that stare on his face. Very intently checking out the screen. 3-1 pitch. Chopped down to third. Brewer's going to get it. Step on third for once across the diamond and got her at first base. It's a double play for the Pirates. So the Pirates pull out a couple of good defensive plays. They shut down the Beavers. We go to the top of the second. Pirates nothing, Beavers nothing.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Back out at the field, no score, top of the second. Maddie Brewer, Calissa Martin, and Emily Cabral, the first 3 off Brie Romero, who had 2 strikeouts in the first inning as she put down the Pirates 1, 2, and 3. Beavers threatened in the bottom of the inning. Ultimately, nothing came of it as we move to the top of the second. Maddie Brewer, 369 on the year for Maddie. Sophomore from Oakdale. Pops that one up left side. It's a foul ball, giving chase. The shortstop, Montgomery, runs over and reaches up and makes a nice running catch. Morgan Montgomery covering a lot of ground there as Garcia went back and she didn't have an angle on it, but Montgomery came all the way over from shortstop, made the catch in foul territory for the first out. So 2 strikeouts and 2 foul ball outs for the Pirates so far, and they send up Calissa Martin, the center fielder. Sophomore from Manteca High, hitting at .250. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. Right-hand hitting center fielder. Merrill's first pitch sails high. 1 ball in, no strikes. Good day for a softball out here. It's going to be a good day all weekend. For baseball tomorrow, then softball on Saturday. Very busy next week and a half for ARC Athletics on YouTube, and we'll bring Stones McCoy in at some point to talk about all the stuff that we got going on in the next 10 days or so, and why it's important for you to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. 2-0 to Calissa Martin with Emily Cabral to follow. Fans keep on just kind of hanging on, dropping by. 2-0 pitch. Hit out into center field. Peterborough has got it in her tracks, reaches up and makes the catch for the second out. So Martin hits it well, hits it right out to Sophie Peterborough in center field. She retires her for the second out, and that'll bring up Emily Cabral, the first baseman, hitting .305 on the season.
21, first baseman Emily Cabral.
Sophomore from Millennium High School. She does have a home run on the season and 11 runs batted in. One of 2 Pirates to have a home run this season on the starting lineup, Maddie Brewer being the other one. That's popped up right over our heads. And I make a futile gesture to try to get it and don't do it. So it's 0-1 on Emily Cabral. Kiana Braceno will be next if Emily can start something from Modesto here in the top of the second. That is just a little bit inside and low. 1-1 on Emily. Wearing number 21. Blue jersey, black numbers, black pants, blue socks. They got them. You get your color motif, you stick with it. That's what I say. I mean, if you're Pirates, you should have like scarves or bandanas or something. Swing and a miss. 1-2. I would just go right off in the whole Pirate thing. Not an eye patch. That's a little ridiculous. Although the third base coach could, you're right. That's not good. No, not Pirates of the Caribbean. 1-2. Yes. That's down in the dirt ball, too. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm just saying, the Pirates is a cool nickname, so I would embrace it. I'd just go all the way. Yeah. Well, the Pirate, like on the open seas. Back when I was growing up in the 1700s, like Blackbeard and those guys. 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss. Ball gets away. Peters pulls it off the ground, throws it down to first base. Third strikeout for Merrill. We go to the bottom of the second. Pirates nothing and Beavers nothing.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the second, no score yet. Hannah Peterborough is going to start us off. Then Emily Ariano and Kelly Capps against Bethany Thornsberry. Just want to take a second and shout out Super Taco and Grateful Bread, our sponsors here on the ARC YouTube. Tremendous work by them. I need to go check both of those places out post-haste. I haven't been down to Super Taco yet. They make me very hungry every time I hear the commercial, which is the point, I suppose. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike to Hannah Peterborough, who's hitting at .294. She does have a home run. She has 8 runs batted in. She is a sophomore coming out of Roseville, and she is leading off here in the second inning. Takes that one right over the plate. Calls strike 2. 0-2 from Bethany Thornsberry. Sophomore right-hander from Ceres High School. Also plays shortstop for the Pirates. 0-2 coming up. That's chopped out of play over to our right. So it stays at 0-2. Maddie Brewer at third, Taylor Brewer at second for the Pirates. Kane Snorreed at short, Emily Cabral at first. Adami, Martin, and Braceno in the outfield. That's a little bit outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hannah. One ball, 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch just misses, 2-2. Good eye by Hannah. Well, those two were not that far out of the strike zone. 2-2, even it up. Right-hand hitter, a little bit of space away from the plate. Slightly open stance. 2-2 pitch. Swings and misses. The ball gets away from the catcher. Garcia picks it up, throws it down to first, and gets her by a step for the out. So the off-speed pitch gets her the first strikeout for Thornsberry, and that'll bring up Emily Ariano, who is hitting at a very nice clip. 545 on the year. She is 12 for 22. 5 for 6 in the last doubleheader last week. She was not retired at all. The only time she didn't get credited with a hit, she was on in an error. So Emily with a tremendous doubleheader. She's up there now with 1 out. She takes that one a little bit high for a ball. Emily, a freshman from Folsom. 8 runs batted in, no home runs. 4 of those runs batted in were in that doubleheader. That one's inside, so it's quickly 2-0 on Emily. She's followed by Kelly Capps in the Beavers order. Kelly out in right field today with Taylor McKay at second base. 2-0 coming up from Thornsberry. That's grounded foul down the third base line by the Pirates dugout, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Lisa Delgado, the coach, the head coach of American River. Donnie Donaldson running Modesto Junior College. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's down in the dirt, 3 balls and 1 strike. When I have to do the jobs of everybody up here, it really is tough for me, as I'm talking to Rick, who evidently this is his first baseball game or softball game of any kind. 3-1 pitch, inside, ball 4. So Ariano reaches base, as she did all the time this past weekend. She's down there at first for Kelly Capps with 1 out. Kelly at 320 on the year, playing right field today. Sophomore from Del Campo. Looks down to third to get some advice. Alexa Garcia to follow. 4th base runner already for the Beavers, but they have not get anybody across the plate yet. There's Ariano down at first base. Capps takes that one and is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Bottom of the second here from Becky Russ Field. Capps hits it high up in the air to right field. Braceno comes back a step, and she reaches up and makes the catch for the second out. So Capps hits it to right field for the second out. And here's Alexa Garcia. Alexa, 319. She does have 3 home runs on the season and 18 runs batted in. Got a home run in the second game against Delta over the weekend. A 2-run blast in the 6th inning. That game back and forth, ultimately won by the Mustangs 11-7 after the Beavers had won game 1 of the doubleheader. So Ariana down at first, but now 2 outs. Garcia takes inside for a ball. 1-0, she keeps it going. Then Sophie Peterburs will follow. She is batting in the number 9 spot in the order for Coach Lisa Delgado and the Beavers today. Ariana down at first base. She got the base on balls. 2 outs here in the second. Garcia chops it down to Brewer at third. Picks it up, guns it across the diamond. That one's perfect for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the 3rd. Modesto nothing, AR nothing.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Welcome back. Top of the third, no score here from Becky Russ Field. Mark the Phantom Low behind the mic here. Stones McCoy to my left running the show. Rick is the scoreboard guy. Matt is the PA man. And Sabrina, our DJ today. And she is rocking the house, or whatever the kids call it. She's getting down. First pitch is in there for a strike to Kiana Braceno, the right fielder. Kiana from Manteca High, a sophomore, playing in right field today. 263, no home runs, 5 runs driven in for the right-handed hitter. 0-1 from Bree Romero. He fouls that one back to the screen, so it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Just a single game here between the Beavers and the Pirates. On Saturday, the doubleheader against Diablo Valley begins at noon for the first game. 0-2 pitch. Left to right side, short right field. Going out is the second baseman McKay, and she will make the catch for the first out. So Braceno is retired. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Bethany Thornsberry. Bethany hitting at .259 on the year. She has 8 runs batted in.
The pitcher, Bethany Thornsberry.
Batting in the number 8 spot. Kane Snorreed is in the 9th spot. She is on deck. First pitch is high. Thornsberry is ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. There's Norreed coming out on the on-deck circle. Right-handed hitter with an open stance is Thornsberry. She brings that left foot back as the pitch is delivered outside. 2-0. Romero, the freshman from Sheldon, delivers. Swing and a miss. I know it is 2-1. Yes, it is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The umpire looked up at the scoreboard, saw I was wrong, signaled the right thing, and then when it was changed, when Rick changed it, gave him the thumbs up. I thought that was pretty cool. Gives you the thumbs up. That one's outside. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike on Thornsberry. 1 out here in the third. 28th game of the year, or 27th game of the year for the Pirates as they sit at 11-15, 3-7 in conference play. 3-1 from Bree. That is in there, call strike 2. Caught the inside corner. Thornsberry with the full count now. Hannah Peterburg's behind the plate. Here's a 3-2 pitch. It hit sharply down the third, handled by Garcia across the diamond, and got her by a couple steps at first base. So good job by Romero to come back and get Thornsberry on a ground ball to Bella Garcia, and that'll bring up Cadence Norreed, the shortstop and the number 9 hitter. Thornsberry stops by to give her a couple of words of encouragement and perhaps instruction as Norreed steps up to the plate. Freshman from Calaveras High School. Beautiful country down there. Love it. Fantastic holiday spot. She shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a ball, 1-0. My son played in a basketball tournament there at Christmas one time. It might have been the coldest I've ever gotten. Oh, we're going to have a meeting at the mound, as they said, hey, what a story he's telling up there. I better go to the mound so he can finish it. But that was it. So, that was the whole story. Stones McCoy, please join me. And
What, because I used to live in Calaveras?
no, elaborate the people on how busy we are going to be here at the Stones Radio Networks and ARC YouTube.
We're going to have, I think, 3 days off for the month of April. So I think everybody needs to subscribe today. So
Today, you get baseball, you get softball, you get it all coming down, Big 8 conference action.
Absolutely.
There you go. That's all you got to do is hit the subscribe button or write a letter or however you subscribe to these things. I'm not really sure of the whole, the way you do it, but it's swing and a miss by Nora. You write a letter, send an email, I don't know. My son had to mail me something, and I honestly didn't know if he knew how. And it turned out he didn't. He didn't know how to get a stamp. He didn't know where stamps came from. He had no idea about stamps. Yeah. 1-1. Bunt at it and missed again, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. He was okay on addressing the envelope. I had to ask you, do I put the letter in the envelope before I address it, or do I address it, and it was, that was a sticking point. By the time I didn't even talk about return addresses. I mean, come on. Why would I put my own address on it if I'm sending it to you? That's what he said. So, these kids today. 1-2 pitch. Check swing didn't go. 2-2. Oh, but he's a joy. Yeah, it's great. Have him. Have as many as you want. They're great. Oh, man. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hey, Dad, you think I should get a mullet? Sure, go ahead. That's a great idea. 2-2. Chopped down toward third. Garcia has it across the diamond, and we got a 1-2-3 inning again. We go to the bottom of the third. Pirates nothing. Beavers nothing.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving along to the bottom of the third, it'll be number 9 hitter Sophie Peterburs. Then the top of the order, Bella Garcia and Morgan Montgomery for the Beavers against Bethany Thornsberry and the Pirates. So far, the Beavers have had a bunch of base runners. They've got one hit, a double. They've reached on 1 error, and they've got 2 base on balls, but not able to do anything about it. And here's Sophie hitting .323. The center fielder batting in the number 9 spot, left-handed hitter. Maddie Brewer moving up at third. Emily Cabral doing the same at first, looking for the possible bunt. Here's Thornsberry pitch, shows bunt, takes it, and it's in there for a strike 0-1. Bethany Thornsberry, just 13 2/3 innings pitched coming into this one. A 2-2 record, 7 strikeouts, 13 walks. She has 2 walks and 1 strikeout here today. That one is on the outside corner, call strike 2. 0-2 on Sophie. The sophomore from Roseville. Leading off the bottom of the third for ARC. This takes high on that one. 1-2. Bella Garcia to follow, the top of the order. I pitched on the outside corner, call strike 3. Second strikeout for Thornsberry. 1 out in the third, and that brings up Bella Garcia, who hit it sharply down to third to Maddie Brewer. In the first, she threw it away at first. And Garcia was on at second, but then tried to steal third and was thrown out by Aubrey Garcia behind the plate. So she is 0 for 1. Comes up here with 1 out in the third. Comes in with a .435 average. She takes that one in there for a little bit too high. Everybody agrees that was a great pitch, and so they're backing me up on my decision. 1-0. That's just the supportive guys that I work with. I mean, come on. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. We're a family, man. We're kind of a dysfunctional one, though. 1-0. 2-0. I mean, I'm saying we're a family doesn't always mean a good thing. No, well, I'm not going to go that far. 2 balls and no strikes to Bella. Morgan Montgomery to follow. Shows bunt, takes it, is right down the middle for a strike. That time there was no doubt about that one. 2-1 on the freshman third baseman out of Rockland. That one is outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. It always amazed me, the left-handed hitters who run up and they used to call it slap. I don't know if they call that anymore, the approach, but trying to check out that outside corner, it's like a moving target out there. I had enough trouble hitting anything standing still, including a golf ball. 3-1 pitches, ball 4, gets away from Garcia. And Bella Garcia goes down to first base as they get away from Aubrey Garcia. And that will bring up Morgan Montgomery, who doubled to right center field for the only hit of this ball game back in the first inning.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 5, shortstop Morgan Montgomery.
Morgan, a freshman from West Valley, right-handed hitter against the right-hander Bethany Thornsberry. There goes runner, bluffs and does not go, and the pitch is called strike. Montgomery, don't know if she was expecting that Garcia to take off. She let that one go, but she is behind in the count now. No balls and 1 strike. Swings in, pops it right out in front of the plate. Going to be picked up by Brewer, but it's going to be a swinging bunt. Garcia rounds second. She goes to third. She slides in. She is in there. And going to second now is Montgomery. So it was conservatively a 10-foot hit, and it turns out to put her at second base and Garcia over at third. Montgomery gets credit for the single. Heads up base running by Garcia. She goes all the way to third, and then Montgomery does the same, sees the throw going into third, and goes to second. So they're all set for now for Jackie Young. Second hit of the game, both by Montgomery, and they were about, 200 feet difference in what they traveled. That one just far enough out in front of the plate so Aubrey Garcia couldn't get it, and she had to wait for Maddie Brewer to come in for third, but really nothing she could do. So the Beavers threatening again here with Jackie Young at the plate, and she takes right in there for a strike, 0-1. Young took a base on balls back in the first inning. She has 3 home runs on the season, has driven in 10 runs, and has a .290 average. Takes that one high and outside, ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. Thornsberry checking. No, we got 1 ball and 1 strike, as the rules have somehow changed and balls have become strikes. Takes outside. 2-1. Second and third, just 1 out here in the third. Peterborough started with a strikeout and then a walk to Garcia. Montgomery, the 15-foot single. Garcia, alert base running, never stopped going. She made it all the way over to third. Young hits it down the left field line on an off-speed pitch. Foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Jackie. Taylor McKay to follow. Right-handed hitting first baseman Jackie Young. Inside and high, ball 3, and it wasn't inside and high by much, as it meant. No, that's not how Stones McCoy indicating with his fingers how far inside it was, and he indicates about a quarter of an inch, which even with his tremendous eyesight is a little bit too much to bear. Full count to Jackie. That is also inside by a little bit more, so she gets her second base on balls, and we're going to go bases loaded, 1 out, and Taylor McKay coming to the plate. Taylor grounded into a double play her first time. She hit it down to Maddie Brewer, who stepped on third and threw it across the diamond and ended the bottom of the first. So She comes up here 0 for 1. 3:33 coming into the game. She has 8 runs batted in and 3 teammates out there waiting to be driven in here to try to give Bree Romero and the Beavers a early start here. Right-hander against right-hander. Infield is in for the Pirates. McKay takes outside for a ball. So even with 1 out, the second base and shortstop, that's Taylor Brewer and Cadence Norreed, are both on the baseline for the Pirates. And Maddie Brewer is in close at third, Emily Cabral at first. That one is on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Taylor McKay. Hannah Peterburg's on deck. Sun momentarily peeking out. 1-1 pitch is high and outside, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. Bottom of the third. No score so far in this one. Both teams 3-7 in Big 8 conference play. Conference play which is going to pick up here in the month of April. 2-1 pitch is high. 3-1 on McKay. She looks to drive in her 9th and possibly 10th run of the season here. Ahead in the count, 3-1. Thornsberry has walked 3. And McKay waits 3-1. Hits it to left field on the line. Caught, foul territory. Tag. Throw to home plate. Garcia slides. She is safe. Throw down to third base, and they are going to tag a runner out at third base. It looks like he's out at third base, and that would be the 3rd out of the inning. So the sacrifice fly brings in Garcia for the first run of the game. Then the throw down to third base, and Montgomery is thrown out by Aubrey Garcia for the 3rd out, and that is the inning. So it's kind of confusing, but the bottom line is the Beavers scored 1, and we're going to the top of the 4th. Beavers lead at 1-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Crazy end to the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom line sacrifice fly by Taylor McKay. Bella Garcia scores. Montgomery's thrown out trying to advance to 3rd, and we go to the top of the 4th with the Beavers leading this one 1-0. Top of the order for the Pirates, Jordan Adami, Taylor Brewer, and Aubrey Garcia against Bree Romero, who sit down the first 9 Pirates in order as we go to the 4th. Adami, left-handed hitting left fielder, came in with a .375 average, struck out in the first. Takes that one right down the middle for a call strike, 0-1. Jordan from Moreau Catholic. She is a sophomore. Leading things off in the 4th for the Pirates. Shows bunt, butts it down the third base line, but it's going to be foul. Garcia all over that one. Hit in fair territory, but had spin on it and went immediately left. Garcia picks it up, and it is now 0-2 on Adami. Taylor Brewer to follow. And then Aubrey Garcia. Romero checking the wristband. She's throwing to Hannah Peterburg today. That is swung on and miss. Second time in a row for Adami. She is down on strikes. Number 4 for Bree Romero, and she'll face Taylor Brewer, who was caught looking back in the first inning. So she is 0 for 1. Taylor Brewer from Waterford High. Just a freshman, batting .317 coming in. No home runs. 7 runs batted in. Swinging and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Bella Garcia down at third. Morgan Montgomery at shortstop. Taylor McKay second base. Jackie Young at first. Kelly Capps in right. Sophie Peterbers in center. And over in left, Alexa Garcia. 0-1 now. Lofted right side out of play. So quickly 0-2 on Taylor Brewer. Ray Romero came in 77 and the third innings, 42 strikeouts. And she has 4 through 3 in the third innings here in this one, and she has a 1-0 lead. 0-2 pitch hit on the end of right field, hit pretty well. Capps gives space. She goes back into the warning track, almost reaches up and makes the catch for the second out. So probably the best hit ball by the Pirates so far today, but Brewer is retired on a fly ball to Kelly Capps in right, and that will bring up Aubrey Garcia, who flied out to left her first time up. The catcher comes in with a .355 average out of Patterson High, just a freshman. 12 runs batted in. No home runs so far as she settles in with 2 outs here in the fourth. That's lined down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Just about where she hit it last time, but she hit it a lot harder this time. Alexa Garcia would not have a chance at that one had it stayed fair, but it didn't. So 0-1 on Aubrey Garcia. Maddie Brewer to follow if Garcia starts anything here for Modesto. Garcia moves back a little bit in left field. All the outfielders are giving Garcia some room. Aubrey Garcia, that is. Peterbers in center and Capps in right. But pulled a little bit over toward left field as we go 1 ball and 1 strike. That one is in the dirt again, so 2-1 since that hard line drive. Bree Romero has not come in close to the strike zone, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Aubrey Garcia. Two-one pitch now. That's lined into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Trying to cut it off. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Garcia rounds first. The throw to second base is a little bit off, and Garcia slides in with the first hit, first base runner of the game from Modesto. With 2 outs, she is at second base with a double. A line drive by Garcia. Sophie Petersburg tried to cut it off, but it was hit too sharply. Good backup by Kelly Capps out there in right field. Tried to throw it to second base just a little bit offline, and Garcia able to get in safely. So she is at second with 2 outs, and here's Maddie Brewer, who popped out to short her first time. That was down the left field line. Morgan Montgomery made a nice running catch in foul territory. That's a hit. Short left field. Garcia comes on. She's not going to get it. Rounding third, Garcia. She scores, and the ball is cut off. So it's a single, an RBI single by Brewer, and very quickly the Pirates have tied this one at 1. 19th run batted in by Maddie Brewer. Second hit of the inning, first run for the Pirates as they went out with 2 outs. First 11 batters were retired, but then a double by Garcia and a single by Brewer. Alexa Garcia came in on that one, thought she might lay out for it, but she decided not to. And Garcia scored easily with 2 outs. Here's Calissa Martin. Flied to center the first time for Calissa. She takes in there for a strike, 0-1. Sophomore from Manteca hitting a .250 coming in, does have 9 runs batted in. So the Beavers scratched one across in the bottom of the third, and now the Pirates with 2 outs, a double and a single, and this game is all tied at 1. That is inside corner, call strike 2. Emily Cabral waits on deck for the Pirates, but right now it's 0-2 on Calissa Martin. Swings and hits it high up in the air to left field short. It's going to be foul, and going after it, all three, third base, short, and left field, and could not get it. Dropped right in perfect position, so none of them could get there. Too far away for Alexa Garcia. And Montgomery couldn't get there quite in time from her shortstop spot. And Bella Garcia going back on it really never had a chance, and so we'll go back 0-2 on Calissa Martin. Maddie Brewer down at first base. She delivered her 19th run batted in of the season. Single scored Aubrey Garcia. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, but a run for the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We're all tied at 1 apiece.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Middle of the fourth inning, tied at 1, which means it's time for the Stones McCoy mid-game report. And Stones, a bunch of base runners for the Beavers, just 2 for the Pirates, but we find ourselves tied at 1.
Brea Romero's been really, really good today. She's and the defense behind her has been really good. The downside is we run ourselves out of the bottom of the third inning, and those are things that you got to clean up in a tight game like this. It's now 1-1, but it was 1-0, and you ran yourself out of that inning by having 2 outs on the base pass in essentially 1 play. That's something that you really got to clean up, because in a tight game like this, every out matters, and you don't want to give them away like that.
Absolutely do, and I'm sure they're talking about that in the dugout as we go to Thank You Stones into the bottom of the fourth. Hannah Peterburs, Emily Ariano, and Kelly Capps, the first 3 hitters against Bethany Thornsberry, who's gotten through the first 3 innings with 2 hits allowed in 1 run. She's walked 4. Here's the pitch. That's hit sharply down the third. Brewer has it on a hop across the diamond, and Peterburs is out at first base. So 0 for 2 for Hannah today, and 1 out here in the fourth, and Emily Ariano is coming to the plate. Got a walk in the first inning, or the second inning, her first at bat. 12 for 22 on the season for Emily. 5.45 is her average. 5 for 6 over the weekend in the split with Delta College. The freshman from Folsom steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Takes inside and low in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Kelly Capps to follow. So Beavers had a runner thrown out trying to steal in the first inning, and then followed that up with a double, and then they had a runner thrown out in the bottom of the third trying to advance. And they are tied at 1. Here's the pitch. Emily hits it sharply down the third base line, but foul. Retrieved down there by Jordan Adami, and we go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Beavers scored their run in the third, and Pirates came back with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Brea Romero had retired the first 11 Pirate hitters before the double by Garcia and the single by Brewer. Emily hits that one down the first base line. A little cue ball action on it, but it is foul into the first base coach's box, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little off balance. Some of the Beaver hitters today against Thornsberry. 2-2 on the year for Bethany. That's outside for a ball. 2-2. Ariano following that one all the way into the catcher's glove to make sure it did not go across the strike zone. 2-2. She fouls that one barely off the catcher's glove. Off the bat, off the glove, back to the screen, so it stays 2-2. Remember, baseball tomorrow from Beaver Field at 1 p.m. first pitch, AR against Diablo Valley. And then the Diablo Valley Softball Club comes by here on Saturday to take on the Beavers. 12 and about probably 2:30 for those 2 games. Emily takes that one high and outside. 2:30, 2:45-ish They tend to be lax between games, Full count on Emily. Chops it foul and stays alive at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kelly Caps to follow. Emily batting in the number 6 spot for Coach Lisa Delgado and the Beavers here today. She is the designated player. That's inside and low, ball 4. So Emily continues to get on base at will. She's got a couple of walks today. That's the 5th walk given up by Thornsberry, and that's been a problem for her. 13 and 2/3 innings pitched and 13 walks coming into today. And here's Kelly Caps, who flied out to right field her first time up. 320 for Kelly Caps. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. And she's up here with a runner at first and 1 out. Takes that one in there for a strike, 0-1. Looking down at her third base coach, she's followed by Alexa Garcia in the order for the Beavers. Ariana over at first base. Cap settles back in. Chops it down to third. That's a fair ball. Brewer picks it up, throws to first, and gets her by a step. So a lot of action for Maddie Brewer at third base. Moving to second is Ariana. She's out in scoring position for Alexa Garcia, who grounded to Maddie Brewer her first time up.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 7, left fielder Alexa
5th
Garcia.
ground ball to third base so far for the Beavers right there by Caps. And here is Alexa Garcia. She does have 3 home runs on the season. Had one over the weekend. And she's driven in 18 for the Beavers. Comes in with a .319 average. That one is high and outside. Outfield for the Pirates playing markedly closer than the Beaver outfield. 1 ball and no strikes. Sophie Peterborough is on deck. The number 9 spot. Ariana at second. Garcia chops it right at Maddie Brewer. On a hop, waits, throws to first for the out. So 3 ground balls to third base and a walk. We go to the 5th inning. This one tied at 1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Super Tacos. Top of the 5th. 1-1 score here. Emily Cabral, Kiana Braceno, and Bethany Thornsberry, the first 3 hitters for the Pirates, who broke through in the top of the 4th with a couple hits against Brea Romero with 2 outs to score their only run of the ball game. Cabral struck out back in the 2nd, so she is 0 for 1. Swings and misses in that one, so she is behind in the count. 0-1. Emily, a sophomore from Millennium High School, also is a pitcher. Today she is at first base. Has a home run on the season and 11 runs batted in. Swinging foul down the first baseline. Giving chase as Jacqueline Young picks it up. So it is 0-2 now on Cabral, opening up the top of the 5th in a 1-1 game between 2 teams who sit at 3-7 in conference play. And that puts us perilously close to the midway point, so they're going to have to start piling up some victories as the games are going to come at them quickly here in April, as Stone said. 0-2 pitch, swung in a foul ball off the glove, the mask of the umpire, and a whole bunch of other people, I think. But eventually it'll get its way back to the pitcher. We'll take a little break so the umpire can kind of get his bearings again. Coach just came out and asked the umpire if he was okay, and he said, yeah, and he said, I didn't care really. Okay, that was unofficial. I could not hear that. 0-2. Romero checking her wristband, checking and looking into the dugout. Here's the 0-2. Line down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Just barely foul, and that was trouble, as Cabral would have been at second base easily on that one. But luckily for the Beavers, the second time in a line drive in this game, it was fouled down the left field line, so Emily Cabral comes back. The 305 hitter coming into the game will go at 0-2 again. That's lined into left center field. That is a base hit. Garcia comes over. She's going to cut it off. Cabral looks to go two, but she goes back to first base. So 2 straight line drives off the bat of Emily Cabral. She ends up getting a base hit. Third hit in the last 4 batters for the Pirates. And that will bring up Kiana Bracino, who popped to second her first time up. Garcia doubled and Brewer singled in the 4th with 2 outs. Then after a Martin strikeout ended the inning, Cabral leads off here in the 5th with a sharp single in the left center field. And here comes Bracino. She shows bunts at it down the third baseline, picked up by Garcia across the first base for the out, and Cabral will advance to second base. So it's a successful sacrifice for Bracino. 1 out in the inning. Cabral at second base, and Bethany Thornsberry, the pitcher, comes up to the plate. She grounded to Bella Garcia at third her first time. We are in the top of the 5th, a 1-1 ball game here from Becky Russ Field on the campus of American River College in lovely Sacramento, California. Mark the Phantom Low here with Stones McCoy. Swing and a miss on the ARC Athletics YouTube, also Stones Radio Network's YouTube. We urge you to subscribe to both. 0-1 now on Bethany. That is a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cadence Norreed is on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thornsberry, right-handed hitter, open stance, and then she pulls that foot back here. She's going to bunt at it right out toward third. Garcia has it over to first for the out. Nice play by Bella Garcia. That was a pretty good bunt by Thornsberry. She is out at first. Moving to third is Cabral, and that will bring up with 2 outs Cadence Norreed, the shortstop, the number 9 hitter, who grounded to third her first time up.
Number 12, shortstop, Cadence Norreed.
So Norreed steps up here. Cadence, freshman out of Calaveras. Hit a ground ball to third her first time up. And she's got a runner at third, the go-ahead run down at third base with 2 outs here in the 5th. That's a little bit high for a ball. I had to think that Thornsberry, that bunt a little bit too hard. She got it past the pitcher, but Garcia was able to come in and pick it up. Maybe a little softer. She wouldn't have been able to get to it quite so quickly. But 2 outs. Lucky for the Beavers, she did bunt it a little bit too hard. 1-0 now. Norreed swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beavers will start out with Sophie Peterborough as the bottom of the order, 9-1-2 in their half of the 5th. But right now, it's Cadence Norreed. That one is right in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Third base coach just jumps up in the air, and that kind of jump that you get when you're a coach when you go, I didn't just so I can get that. It happens all the time. 1-2. Jordan Adami follows for the Pirates. Swing and a miss, got her on strikes. Good pitching by Bria Romero to set down the Pirates in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Pirates 1, Beavers 1.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the fifth, Bethany Thornsberry has gone through 4 innings of this one. She's only given up 2 hits. One of them was about 15 feet. One of them was about 15 times 15, both by Morgan Montgomery. So Sophie Peterburs will start us off in the bottom of the fifth. She will be followed by Bella Garcia and Morgan Montgomery, and she took that one for a strike. Struck out her first time. Left-hand hitting center fielder against Thornsberry. Shows the bunt, pulls it back, calls strike 2. 1-2. 5 walks for Thornsberry, 2 strikeouts so far in this game. She came in with 7 strikeouts and 13 walks. But again, just the 2 hits allowed, both by Montgomery. 0-2 coming up. Swing and a miss on an outside pitch. Picked up by Garcia, throws down to first base, and she is out at first base. So Peterburg's 0 for 2, and that'll bring up Bella Garcia, who reached on an error in the first inning and then walked in the third and scored the only run the Beavers have on a sacrifice fly by Taylor McKay. Thornsberry came in 2-2, as we said, 13 2/3 innings. Had a high ERA, but so far she has been very impressive through 4 1/3 with just 2 hits allowed and 1 run. Garcia chops that one down toward third, but it's going to be foul, I think, as Brewer picked it up, but it was foul before she got to it, and it's a good thing for the Pirates. It was called foul because Garcia had beat it out at first base, but it was a foul ball. 0-1. 4:35. No home runs, 8 runs batted in for Bella. Just a freshman out of Rockland. She lets that one go outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Morgan Montgomery to follow. Beavers trying to get something going here off Thornsberry in the bottom of the fifth. That one is down low for a ball, 2-1. Talked about it a couple of times. Both teams 3-7 in conference play. As we get to the midway point of Big 8 conference action with 3 of the top teams in Northern California with Sierra, Sumas River, and Sac City. So wins are tough to get here in the Big 8 conference. 2-1 on Bella. Left-hand inning third baseman. Inside, I think it might have hit her. Yes, and she did get hit by the pitch. So 6th free pass for the Beavers today. And here comes Morgan Montgomery. Garcia reaches for the 3rd time on a walk, a hit by pitch and an error. So Montgomery hit a double to right center field in the first inning and then hit a single about 15 feet in front of home plate in the 3rd inning. She is 2 for 2. Came in at 295. Runner bluffs and the pitch is high and outside. So it's 1-0 as Garcia tried to steal third in the first. She was thrown out. Montgomery now 1 ball and no strikes. Freshman from West Valley. Inside for a ball, 2-0. So Aubrey Garcia very cognizant of Bella Garcia out at first base as the catcher pops up ready to throw after both pitches, but they both missed the strike zone. So it's 2-0 on Montgomery. Jacqueline Young to follow for ARC as they look to break this 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 5th. There goes the runner. That's hit high up in the air to left field. Going back is a dummy. She's got a beat on it and makes the catch right in front of the warning track. So Garcia was going and Montgomery hit it well, but not well enough. 2 outs, and that will bring up Jacqueline Young.
Now batting for the Beavers, number number 60.
Jacqueline Young walked in the first, walked in the third, so she has not had an official at bat, and we would not be surprised to see Bella Garcia trying to take off and get herself into scoring position here with 2 outs in the 5th. Adami did a good job. She plays pretty shallow, but did a good job getting back on that one. To retire, Morgan Montgomery. Jackie Young swings and misses. 0-1. 290 coming in for the first baseman from Casa Roble. 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Off-speed pitch would have been a good one to go on, but Bella kind of bluffed, didn't go. It's down low for a ball, so it's 1-1 on Jackie Young. Taylor McKay to follow. She's got the only run batted in for the Beavers here. A sacrifice fly back in the 3rd. That momentarily gave ARC the lead. Modesto came back in the 4th to score 1. There she goes. That's a grounded into the hole into left field for a base hit. Garcia wanted to round it and had nowhere to go as the left fielder Adami was right there. And Bella was forced to stay at second base. 3rd hit of the game for the Beavers. Jackie's first, and here's Taylor McKay, who is hit into a double play and had a sacrifice fly. Garcia going on the pitch means the shortstop Nareed was going over to cover, so she was not there. And the ball just barely got by Maddie Brewer to her left, who made a dive, couldn't get it. And first and second now for the Beavers, who had base runners all day, just have not been able to bring them in. Hannah Peterburs to follow on deck, but it's all about Taylor McKay here against Bethany Thornsberry. That's hit well into center field. The center fielder moving over to the left and makes the catch. That's Calissa Martin out there for the 3rd out. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We go to the 6th. Beavers 1, Pirates 1.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 6th, DJ Sabrina playing the song that characterizes the press box every time the wind is blowing in. That is I Will Survive. And we are ready to go. At the top of the order, Jordan Adami, Taylor Brewer, and Aubrey Garcia. The first 3 for the Pirates. Adami 0 for 2 today. She lets that one go by high for a ball. Came in at 375, but it struck out in the 1st and in the 4th. 6 strikeouts on the game for Bri Romero. She's given up 3 hits and 1 run. And it is the top of the order for Modesto here in the 6th. Swinging a foul back to the screen by the left fielder. 1 ball and 1 strike. Adami with 15 runs batted in on the season. The sophomore from Moreau Catholic out in left field for the Pirates. Kind of nice when you look over to the right to a forested area with a bunch of trees, and there's just a car driving by. Probably going to visit Woodchip Mountain. Big tourist attraction this time of year over here. 1-1. Adami looks for bunt, bunts it, but it's foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Made up her mind to bunt. That one was probably a little out of the strike zone, but she tried to lay it down. Couldn't do it and falls behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor Brewer to follow, and then Aubrey Garcia. Garcia with one of the 3 hits in the game against Bri Romero. a double back in the fourth, and she later scored the Pirates' only run. Here's the 1-2. Lifted foul over to our left and out of play toward the Beaver field. Nobody playing over there. Beavers down in Diablo Valley playing a game today, and they play, I think Diablo Valley is the Falcons or something. Don't check that out for me. Whoever they are, they're going to be here tomorrow to take on the Beavers, Coach Jay and the Beavers. 1 o'clock first pitch, we'll have it for you. That is just outside for a ball, 2-2. Originally scheduled for, I think, a 3 o'clock first pitch. They moved it up to 1. So we are all over that tomorrow. And then back here on Saturday for a doubleheader, starting at noon. Here's the 2-2 from Bree. Lifted up, left side, out of foul. Here comes Montgomery after it. She makes a running catch again. Second time she has done that today. Tremendous coverage by Morgan Montgomery going all the way into foul territory to retire Jordan Adami and bring up Taylor Brewer. Brewer struck out in the first looking, then she flied to right in the fourth. So she is 0 for 2. Hit the ball well in the fly ball to right field to Kelly Capps. Back in the fourth. 317 for Taylor Brewer. No home runs, but 7 runs batted in for the freshman. Takes that one down low for a ball. So it is 1-0. Top of the 6th, 1-1. Pirates and Beavers, which would be a tremendous confrontation in real life. Pirates against Beavers. That is outside for a ball, 2-0. I mean, the Beavers would have to be a little bit strategic, obviously. There's a size disadvantage there, but if you can get them into your home ground, you might be able to make a move there. 2-0. 1 out in the 6th. Inside corner, call strike. 2-1. Taylor Brewer trying to make that count 3-0, but umpire had other thoughts. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'd say have eye in the air to left field, but it's foul, and I don't think even Morgan Montgomery is going to be able to run that one down, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of the most annoying things as an adult is all of a sudden looking down your hand and you got ink on it. That happens. That's terrible. I mean, all of a sudden, I look down there, there's a bunch of ink on my hand. I don't know. I think I get it. Sometimes I turn it upside down and I don't use it correctly or something. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. 2-2. That's down in the dirt ball 3. So a full count to Taylor Brewer. Just thought I'd mention that. Try to humanize myself there a little bit. Hey, I have problems just like everybody else, okay? Sounds all breezy up here, in the press box and everything. But, everyday problems. Maybe third world problems, first world problems. 3-2. Big pitch right here in the 6th for Romero. It is fouled on the inside corner, and Taylor Brewer could not afford to let that one go and leave it up to the umpire, so she falls in 2 strikes. Aubrey Garcia on deck to follow for the Pirates. 1 out here in the 6th. Three hits for the Pirates. 3 hits for the Beavers in this one. Thornsberry and Romero doing battle. Popped up, left side, short left field. Here comes the left fielder. Garcia comes all the way in. Nice job by Alexa Garcia. She had to cover a lot of ground to get in on, pick that one up for the second out. And that will bring up Aubrey Garcia, who's flied to left and doubled. So she is 1 for 2, or double. She had a bullet down the left field line her last time up. It was fouled just by a couple of feet, and she followed that by putting another bullet in the right center field. So she's up here with 2 outs. No home runs for Aubrey so far, but judging by what we saw last inning, she certainly has the power. She fouls that one back to the screen, and she took a cut right there like she believes she had the power. And it is 0-1 on Garcia, and everybody noticed the ferocity in that swing, so there's a little meeting at the mound. Yeah, a little breeze came out there. Yeah, you can never tell up here this time of year. No balls and 1 strike. Aubrey Garcia, freshman from Patterson, behind the plate for the Pirates in this one. She's hitting .355 coming in. That's hit into short left center field. Garcia moves over. She's going to make the catch in front of Peter Burrs in center field. So Garcia is retired on a fly ball to the left. 1-2-3 for the Pirates in the top of the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Beavers 1, Pirates 1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving on into the bottom of the sixth here from Becky Russ Field. 1-1, Modesto ARC, Hannah Peterburs, Emily Ariano, Kelly Capps, the first three for the Beavers here in the bottom of the sixth against Bethany Thornsberry, who's been very impressive over 5 innings with just 3 hits allowed and 1 run. She has struck out 3 and walked 6. Hannah struck out and grounded to third. She shows bunt. She bunts it back to the first baseman. The third baseman, Brewer, picks it up, guns it over to first, and she got her at first base. Nice play by Maddie Brewer to retire Hannah at first base. She came all the way over on the first base side of the field, picked the ball up and gunned it down to Brewer covering. So Maddie Brewer to Taylor Brewer for the first out. And here's Emily Ariano, who has walked twice today. Comes in here 12 for 22 on the season and has been on base both times today. No home runs for Emily, but 8 runs batted in. 1 out here in the sixth. She takes that one down low for a ball, 1-0. Kelly Capps to follow. Beavers trying to push one across here in the sixth to take the lead going into the seventh to support Bree Romero, who's gone through 6 innings and allowed just 3 hits of her own. Ariano pops that one up on the infield. The pitcher's calling for it and makes the catch for the second out. So Thornsberry, who doubles as a shortstop, makes the play. 2 outs, and here's Kelly Capps. Kelly has flied to right and grounded to third so far today. The sophomore from Del Campo came in at .320. No home runs, 11 runs batted in. So quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. That one is in there for a call strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Capps waits. Inside for a ball. Gets back to the screen, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the sixth. Beavers scored in the bottom of the third. Pirates matched it in the top of the fourth. That's all the scoring we've had so far, as Romero and Thornsberry have been excellent on the hill for both squads. 1-1 pitch. Capps takes it right down the middle, call strike 2. 1-2. Alexa Garcia on deck for ARC. That's outside. 2-2 on Kelly. Modesto coming off a doubleheader. They were swept over the weekend by Sac City and outscored 35-1. And then before that, they had got the doubleheader sweep of Santa Rosa. So the last 2 weekends have been up and down for Modesto. Come out here and they've played an excellent game behind Bethany Thornsberry. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Kelly Capps. That's inside and low ball 4. So the only thing that Bethany has been haunted by today is she has given up 6 base on balls and hit batter now. But really the Beavers have not been able to capitalize largely. And here's Alexa Garcia, who's grounded to third both times she's been up. 0 for 2 for Alexa. She does have 3 home runs for the Beavers this season. She does have 18 runs batted in. She's up here with Caps at first and 2 outs. Sylvie Peterborough, the number 9 hitter to follow. But it's all about Alexa Garcia here. Takes the first pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. So 7 free passes issued by Thornsberry, but she's only given up 3 hits. And if you add in an error, that's 11 base runners for the Beavers so far, and we got 1 across. Garcia hits that one to short right field. Coming in is Braceno, and she makes the catch. So Garcia flies to right, nothing across for the Beavers. We go to the 7th, and we are tied at 1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 7th, tie score. I know it's a very tense game, but I have to report that a guy just tried to ride his bike up Woodchip Mountain, and he fell. You can't do that. That's a lesson learned right there. And he has 2 beautiful dogs with him, too, and they were looking at him, laughing at him. Maddie Brewer is going to lead us off in the top of the 7th. 1 for 2 with an RBI single for Maddie Brewer, her 19th run batted into the season. She hits that one up in the air, short center field. Now it's going to be short shortstop, as it didn't get as far out as I thought. Montgomery said, no, it's going to go to me. And Morgan makes the catch for the first out, and that will bring up Calissa Martin. So Brewer, who had popped out and singled, is now 1 for 3. And Martin, who flied to center her first time up, then struck out in the 4th. 0 for 2. She's followed by Emily Cabral. 1 out here in the 7th. Swinging and a miss. 0-1. I didn't know that was an urban legend or whatever that you could bike up Woodchip Mountain, but that guy, he found out really quickly that you can't. We could have told him that. 0-1. I know Rick has tried it a couple times. That's popped up infield. Going to be third baseman Bella Garcia calling for that one, and she makes the catch. So quickly 2 outs here in the 7th, and we'll bring up Emily Cabral. Pirates, though, their only inning they scored, they had 2 quick outs. That was back in the 4th, and Garcia doubled and Brewer singled. Cabral has a strikeout in the 2nd, but she singled back in the 5th, so she is 1 for 2. The first baseman at 305 does have a home run on the season. Outfield is medium deep and swung around towards center field. Cabral takes that one high. 1 ball and no strikes. She's followed by Kiana Braceno. As Bree Romero working with 2 outs here. Line drive right at third. Bella Garcia for the 3rd out. So quickly done in the top of the 7th. Beavers with a chance to win it. We go to the bottom of the 7th. We are all tied at 1.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the seventh, we're going to start off with a pinch hitter for the Beavers. For Sophie Peterborough, it's going to be Jaden Diaz, the freshman out of Cesar Chavez High. The outfielder, batting left-handed, comes in here for the Beavers against Bethany Thornsberry. Maddie Brewer playing right up on the plate at third base. Cabral the same at first. The first pitch to Diaz, and she's going to take that one high for a ball. Followed by the top of the order, Bella Garcia and then Morgan Montgomery. .300 on the season for Jaden. She takes ball 2. Looks down to the third base coach. We are in the bottom of the seventh of a 1-1 tie. Bethany Thornsberry on the mound for the Pirates. Here's the 2-0. Diaz chops it foul down the first base line back to the screen. Started off in the direction of first base, but kind of just lazily went back to the screen. Yeah, just kind of ran out of gas. So it is 2-1. So Diaz, the pinch hitter, leading off here. Bella Garcia on deck. Diaz, no home runs, 5 runs batted in on the season. Here's the 2-1 from Thornsberry. That is in there, call strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, he's kind of consistent with it, I guess. Is that right? But it still seems really outside.
Outfield pretty shallow and around to the left out there for Modesto. Here's the 2-2. Diaz takes in the dirt, ball 3. 3-2. Thornsberry with the 7 walks. 11 base runners for the Beavers through 6 innings, just 1 run scored. Three-two pitch. Chopped on the plate, foul. Garcia picks it up behind the plate, but no play. So we'll go back to 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jaden Diaz, leading off the bottom of the 7th for AR. A run means win number 4 in conference play, win number 15 overall. Thornsberry, the 3-2. Line drive into left field, base hit. Over the head of Maddie Brewer. Well hit ball by Jaden Diaz, and she comes through with a pinch hit base hit. Just the 4th hit of the game for the Beavers, and here's Bella Garcia. And now Coach Delgado is going to I think he's going to have Sophie Peterborough come back in and run for Jaden Diaz, perhaps. Yes, that is the case. So Diaz does her job, a line drive base hit on a 3-2 pitch. And here's Bella Garcia. So Sophie Peterborough is at first base, comes back in. Here's the pitch to Garcia. She shows bunt, but it's too high, ball 1. The infield moving. Second base goes to cover first. Shortstop goes to cover second, and that shortstop area is vacated. 1 ball, no strikes. Morgan Montgomery to follow for the Beavers. Garcia shows bunt. It's high again. And getting off at first was Peterborough's, but she gets back in as Garcia fakes the throw. That's Aubrey Garcia behind the plate. Bella Garcia at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. So now Bella has to make sure this one is a strike as she shows bunt. Here's Thornsberry's pitch. And she bunts it right out in front of the plate. Picked up by the pitcher. Over to first. She throws it too high. It's into right field. Going to third is Peterborough. The second is Garcia. And the Beavers have the winning run just 60 feet away with nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh. So the sacrifice credited to Garcia. The error on the pitcher. So second and third, nobody out. We're going to have a meeting at the mound by the Pirates to talk about strategy, and we'll step away for just a second. Bottom of the seventh, Beavers are threatening. We are tied at 1.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Well, we are back ready for action. We'll see what the Pirates decide to do, as they've got Garcia at second and Peterborough's at third. Nobody out. And we'll see if they decide to walk. It looks like they're going to walk Morgan Montgomery to set up the force play at home, which would seem to be the logical maneuver. It's what Stones McCoy said, and he went to 7 softball games in his life, so he knows exactly what he's talking about. 6 softball games. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes, so it's all going to be up to Jackie Young, who was at a couple of walks and a single today. And I'm going to just get on my soapbox here, Stones, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say, which is that in this situation, wow, that was almost a strike. In this situation, I know it's kind of weird, but I would just let her go. I mean, I know, just put up 4 and let her go down to first base. I know, so what if there goes a wild pitch? I understand that. I'd rather just let her go to first base. And she will go to first base now after a little bit of delay and one pitch that was almost over the strike zone. So it's loaded. The base is loaded now, and here's Jackie Young.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 16, first baseman Jackie Young.
Walked in the first, walked in the third, singled in the fifth. Infield, of course, is in, and as Stones McCoy astutely pointed out in the break, the outfield is in, but not all the way in on the infield. They're in the outfield still. They're just in close enough to you can throw to home plate. First one is outside. You figure how far away can you throw the ball in on the sacrifice fly, and that's where you play. 1-0 on Jackie Young. It's it high up in the air to deep left field, and that's your ball game. It's up against the fence, 1 run scores, and that's the game. As soon as that first run crosses the plate, we have got a game. The final score, Beavers win this one 2-1. Jackie Young delivers the RBI single in the 7th. The Beavers come back and score and win it for Bree Romero. So final score, Beavers 2, the Pirates 1. We're back with a little post game with my buddy Stones McCoy right after this on the Stones Radio Networks.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
So they was threatened all game through, but the Beavers finally came through in the bottom of the 7th and won this one 2-1. And Stones McCoy, it was a game that could have got away. It would have stung if it got away, but they came back and put enough together here in the 7th to win it.
Absolutely. I mean, Modesto was out there. They had a great pitcher going. I mean, yeah, she gave up some walks, but even with all the runners, free bases that she gave, she held the Beavers to only the 1 run through 6. So that was really, really impressive. They got themselves into some trouble, though, with the walks here in the 7th inning. That's not a good situation. The Beavers were able to come out on
Yeah,
top.
the good thing the Beavers took advantage of it. Bella Garcia with well, first of all, Jaden Diaz with a very
Jaden
clutch
Diaz, yes.
pinch hit to open the inning, and Bella Garcia a fine sacrifice bunt to put in position. An error by the Pirates put the runners at second and third, and then eventually Jacqueline Young with the RBI single. But Stones, I think, for the second time in as many games, we've got to say our player of the game, Bria Romero, with a 3-hitter out there. She struck out 6 and just came through and just pretty much had her way with the Pirates bats today.
She really has great control, and she's got a nice drop ball and a good changeup, and she's able to mix those in really, really well. And what I do like about Bree is not only can she pitch up and down in the zone, which in softball it's extremely important to pitch up and down, but it's not as easy to pitch left to right. And she did that really, really well today. Got herself another win. I mean, Brie Romero rocking up the player of the game.
Yeah,
wins
she really
there.
is. She improves her record to 8-4 and lowers her ERA from 3.8 down to I'm going to just say 3.52 because I just made that number up, but
Sounds
it
good to
sounds
me.
pretty impressive. So a big win in this one. We talked about it, Stones, a couple of times during the game. Both teams at 3-7 in conference play. You've got tough teams in this conference. You got to grab the wins when you can get them, and for the Beavers to grab it and go 4-7, that's a big one today.
It really is, especially when you look at the schedule. Looming on that schedule is a doubleheader with Sierra coming up real shortly.
Right.
And that's extremely important to stay in the mix in this conference right now. And with this win, it keeps them in the mix. And, yeah, that doubleheader with Sierra, it's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one, but before that, we've got a doubleheader coming up against Diablo Valley. That is on Saturday, 12 o'clock, and about 2:30 we are here for that one. Also tomorrow, remember, baseball at 1 o'clock from Beaver Field as the Beavers take on Diablo Valley College. For Phantom and for Stones McCoy, we thank you for watching. We urge you to become part of the American River YouTube family, and we will talk to you next time.